بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والحمد حقه كما يستحقه، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيت أولياء الله، لا سيما بقية الله واللعن على أعدائهم أعداء الله إلى يوم لقاء الله. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذا الساعة في كل ساعة، ولينا حافظا قادا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا تمتعه فيها طويلا. قال الله العظيم في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإن خفتم ألا تقسطوا في يتامى النساء فانكحوا ما طاب لكم من النساء مثنى وثلاث ورباع، فإن خفتم ألا تعدلوا فواحدة أو ما ملكت أيمانكم ذلك أدنى ألا تعولوا. صدق الله العلي العظيم. So we're talking about verses of marriage, or marriage verses in Quran. This verse in Surat Al-Nisā, chapter 4, verse number 3, and it is an important verse when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about, or actually addresses males, how they should get married and what they need to do, and who they should choose, and etc. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about, if you fear that you cannot be just with orphans, then go marry other ladies. So here, I saw some scholars talk about the meaning of fear. They say fear here means adhan, possibility, that if there is a possibility that you won't be able to treat orphans, of course ladies who used to be orphan, with dignity, because they lack something, then if you're not in a mood, don't get them, don't marry them. If you intend to marry them for any reason, not only you need to treat them with fairness, but also but also you need to be more cautious, because Allah is taking care of them. They lack, definitely, because they were raised with a missing thing, either father or etc. I'm not sure if you know or not, according to our religion, would consider somebody as an orphan if he or she loses his or her father and not mother. Orf, and according to society, is something else. Even if they lose the parent, from the mom side, they won't be considered as orphan. This is how I can recall it before. I'm not sure about nowadays what scholars say, but apparently this is the thing. So anyway, it's hard to deal with them. So why some people want to marry orphans? It could be for multiple reasons. They like them, or because sometimes orphans have wealth, for the wealth, and etc. So, but be careful, okay? You need to be careful. So some scholars say, if you assume that you cannot be just, so don't marry them, go and marry other ladies. And they say, and they insist, I saw some of them insist that al-khawf, the fear here means if you are in doubt that possibly that you won't be able to treat them fairly, that's why you have to go and marry other ladies. So, khiftum, not necessarily if you fear, because probably, yeah, I know that I don't have the mood, you know. So I might have knowledge as well, so it's not only one. So what is khiftum here? The other verse as well, we continue. فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدًا. You can marry as up to 4 ladies, unless if you fear that you won't be just with them, okay? Then don't get more than one, according to this verse. So, what's the story of khiftum here as well? This is doubt. I don't know why that scholar insisted that it is about doubt. If you think, well, usually in Islam doesn't rely his jurisprudence upon doubts or assumptions. So khiftum here means probably, I think, because I went through narrations, I couldn't find any specific meaning for that. So we need to see the the language. So and the meaning of each phrase, each word. So khiftum, if you fear, yes, I fear. I know myself. I fear that. I don't have to have knowledge, but if I fear, I'm not confident, I can say. Because it's about responsibility, okay? So fearing here, most probably, according to my understanding, means if you believe, if you are not that confident that you can do the job, you're up to the level, you know. Sleep one night here and one night there. Split the wealth and money you have, half for this house and the other half for the house. No, I can do it. Yeah, really? You can do it? Do you think they let you do it as well? Or is it going to be a fight on your wealth more than the fight on the Strait of Hormuz? And go and talk to people. So it's not a very pleasant decision. You have to tolerate the consequences of your decision. You can go ahead, Mr. Lion. We don't have a problem. Allah says halal. Can you? Okay. Or you can't. So I'm not talking about that part yet. I'm trying to explain the fear here. I don't think doubt. If you have doubt, what do you mean doubt? It's something that I'm confident. Sometimes I'm confident I cannot do it. I'm not up to the level. And sometimes I'm not that confident that I can do it. So either way, I shouldn't do it. Okay? So, if you fear that you cannot be just, treat orphans nicely. Okay, orphans. Yeah, she doesn't have a family even. That's good. No ashira, no tribe, no problem. I'm going to take her. Alhamdulillah, she's going to be my slave. Yeah, but Allah is with her. You know, Allah gave a very strong warning. Just go back to the Arab tribes back then. Okay, if anything happens between man and woman, they used to go back to their tribes and the father and things like that. And who is more keen to a kid than a father? You know, so she doesn't have a father, she doesn't have a grandfather. So okay, the tribe will defend her, but not that much. Okay, so that's why they are vulnerable. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, subhanallah, issued a very strong statement, don't do it. Okay? don't do it. Go and find other ladies, Allah caring for them. Yeah, you want thawab, things like that, taking care of it, that's okay. It's up to you. But it is very sensitive, okay? You have to double think about it. So for وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تُقْسِطُوا فِي الْيَتَامَى فَانكِحُوا, then you can go and marry مثنى ما طاب لكم, whoever you like, other than orphans, من النساء, مثنى وثلاثة ورباع. So مثنى وثلاثة ورباع, I used to think, probably I've read that in some tafsir, so you can marry two, then divorce them, and marry other two, marry three, divorce them, and marry. This is not the meaning. So mathna, what does mathna? Two. So it's very, very concise, and has a meaning, like fortnight. What is fortnight? 2 weeks. 2 weeks, fortnight, you know. Allah simplified that. Mathna, so two of them they can get two, three of them they can get three, each one of them get three. Four of them they can get four. This is the a grammarly meaning of this verse. Is that right? Okay. This is the Arabic meaning of it. So two of you can get, each one of them can get two, three of you, each one of them can get three, and etc. So 2, 3, 4. And then scholars come here and say, does that mean it is mustahab to get more than a wife? They say, according to this narration, not necessarily. Oh, so this verse, not necessarily. This verse is talking about other things. So let me tell you something. What Allah, this is my understanding, what Allah is saying here, no, I want this orphan. Don't get that and don't oppress her. Go get two. Go get three. You know? What Allah is saying is not, that's legislated, no problem with that. But what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here, don't insist on her while you're not up to level to treat her fairly, an orphan girl, okay? Go get two, go get three, go. It's up to you, you know? It's way of expression. This is how I haven't seen anyone saying it like that, but this is, if we want to keep the connection between the first part of the verse and the second part of the verse, and I saw one of Ayatullah's Wahid and Ayatullah's Tabrizi's students writing that, and he was, I think struggling and trying to understand the connection between the first part and the second part. So don't get orphan, go get two. What is the connection? What is the bridge between them? So I was struggling, bringing some ideologies and things. With all due respect, I didn't mention his name, so just because I'm, criticizing his understanding. So I think if you can't, for instance, if I tell, for instance, Sayyid Rada, don't go to Dandenong. You can go to Paris, London, wherever you like. Doesn't mean that it is recommended for him to go to Paris, London, wherever he likes. What I mean, don't get to Dandenong. Don't go to Dandenong. That's it. So you have other options. More options. Okay? Don't buy this house. You can buy 3 houses. So the bridge is, okay, it's some sort of, I can say, persuasions. To persuade them not to insist in marrying orphans, lady, while they are not that confident they can treat them fairly. You got the idea now? What's going on here?
It's like a warning label.
Exactly. So, I accept what these students of Ayatollah Wahid and Sheikh Tabrizi said about that this verse by itself is not legislating the istihbab of getting married to more than a wife. Rather, this verse, I'm talking about this verse, I'm not talking about Islam in general, that's something else we need to study. But this verse, whether it was recommended or it's halal, that's something else. So, but this verse, okay, itself is saying, what it's saying is saying that, can you marry an orphan and treat her fairly? If you can't, go marry 2 or 3. It's up to you. I mean, just let it go. It's a way to say that. And then, don't think that is with no restriction. وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدُلُوا فَوَاحِدًا. And if you're not that confident that you can use justice, treat them fairly, then one is enough, you know.
So there's another verse, I think 124. وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا أَن
Oh, we're going to talk about that. وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا أَن تَعْدِلُوا وَلَوْ حَرَصْتُمْ. Yeah, that's very important as well, because ladies usually use that verse, but some ladies, but this is not right. There's no contradictions, okay? So Allah didn't say hypothetically, if you want, you can get 2. And then other verses, you would never ever be able to treat them justly. Yeah, you would never ever, according to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, said, فِي النَّفَقَةِ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدُلُوا فِي النَّفَقَةِ, and spending. So buy her, you know, a 25 years old car, and buy the new wife a brand new car, okay? Let her, the first wife, be in a rental house, you know, I don't know, and some suburbs out of Melbourne, and the other one a penthouse in the city. You know, this is not just. So you not treat her fairly. It's my money. It's your money, man. It's your money. But this is not fair. Okay, this is not fair.
So if you do one thing for one wife, you have to do the exact same thing for
No.
the other?
But you need to treat them fairly.
Okay.
So if you give nafaqah, give her what she needs, you need to give the other lady as well what she needs. Okay? فواحدة. So في النفقة. And ولن تستطيعوا أن تعدلوا في المحبة والمودة. Definitely, I don't know. He might love the first or second or third one more. They can't. Yeah, wallahi, there's no difference between you. Don't swear by Allah, because Allah will tell you you're a liar. Okay? You don't need to swear. Just let it go. Okay? وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا أَن تَعْدِلُوا. And the thing is, okay, although divorcing is in the hand, or divorce is in the hand of man, but if the man is not treating the wife fairly, she can go to a scholar, marja, hakim al-shar, a jurist, and demand divorce. And in some cases, not necessarily very extreme cases, they do that. They call the man, okay, you're not treating her fairly. I know some scholars, so, well, as long as we're all men here, I'm going to say it. I know some scholars say they would divorce if the man slanders her. He's not hitting her. He's giving her what she needs, but she has dignity. Yeah. You have وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. This is what some scholars say. So he's not treating her fairly. He's belittling her. He's actually scratching her soul. Okay? She has the right not to live with him. No, it was words. I just swear at him. I didn't hit her even. So some scholars, some other might not accept it, but some scholars accept that. And they do divorce. They do the hakim shara divorce in such cases.
That's if the nafaqah hasn't.
Even if the nafaqah is there. Even everything is okay, perfect. But every day he comes there with his عقال ويفر العقال يذب العقال ها وين الغداء والإفشار على الأب والأم. We don't have that. And she's getting offended. Okay? So this is very important. She has the right to ask demand divorce from the jurist.
That's not every hakim.
I mean, she can use patience. It's up to her. But if she demands, they will study the case. Of course, no has to. He will study the case. It's going to be up to him.
And he'll look at the story from both sides.
Yeah, of course. He has to look at the story from both sides and then decide.
At that time, would they still live together?
Yeah, no problem. Until she gets divorced. وطلاق هيكون طلاق بائن. If a حاكم الشرع does the طلاق, it's not رجعي anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Otherwise, there is no point of.
Even if he marries another woman, so even if she marries another guy, then she gets divorced?
What do you mean?
Because if you marry, let's say...
No. Ba'in, I didn't say haram, abadi. Ba'in is something else.
Is it after divorce?
Yeah, a ba'in, it means that he cannot go back to her. It's not up to him. While if he divorces her, he has a period of time, cooling period, that he can make up his mind and just change his mind and go back to her.
Isn't it a case of, let's say, married a woman, and divorce, he get back with her?
That's another thing. I thought 3 times, that's another thing.
And then
Until she marries another one, and يذوق عسيلتها, according to narration. It's not only contract marriage, it's to the up to the end of the story. Just to stop playing with rule, Islamic rule. Divorce and getting back, it's not a play,
Yeah.
This is very serious thing. A serious matter. You got me? So وإن خفتم ألا تعدلوا في يتامى النساء فانكحوا ما طاب لكم من النساء عفوا وإن خفتم ألا تقسطوا. I was reading by meaning. I said لا تعدلوا في اليتامى في يتامى النساء. When I put my glasses, no man. وإن خفتم ألا تقسطوا في اليتامى فانكحوا ما طاب لكم من النساء مثنى وثلاثة ورباع. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. يا الله مساكم الله بالخير حياكم الله. فإن خفتم ألا تعدلوا فواحدة أو ما ملكت أيمانكم. ملكت أيمانكم is something that we are not that مبتلى به. Then ذلك أدنى ألا تعولوا. And this is more suitable that you may not to be injustice or to injustice. تعولوا. Shaykh al-Tusi rahmatullah alayh in his tafsir has an argument. He says تعولوا من is it من العيلة؟ العيلة شو يصير بالإنجليزي؟ يعني عائلة عيلة يعني people that I have to spend that I have to spend on them. ذلك أدنى لا تعولوا. So some say, some مفسرين say لا تعولوا, so you don't, so if it's hard for you, you cannot get 2 or 3, okay, that's okay. Go with 1 so you don't get, in need. But Sheikh Al-Tusi said no, لا تعولوا means so you're not going to be injustice. You're not going to, you're not going to face injustice. You're not going to, you would be able to avoid not being fairly and etc. So I need to check that, to be honest. Because I believe if the madda of any sigha is 1, the whole meaning is 1 as well. So for instance, ayn. Ayn is the eye. Ayn is the spring. Naba. Ayn is the spy. So something coming out. Either it's look that comes out of the eye, or the spy that spies on you, or the spring water that a water comes from under the ground, and etc. So here as well, I need to study it. I need to study it at least. I need half an hour to go through too many verses. But what Shaykh Al-Tusi said has a point. So Allah ta'ulu. So, brother, you know that you cannot do it. So why are you doing it? Okay? Why are you doing it? You cannot do it. You cannot be just. You cannot be. You cannot have there more than a lady. So why are you getting married to a couple of ones? You don't need to do that. Correct or not? Does he need to do it?
What if one is not enough?
Bad luck. Yeah. صلى اللهم على محمد وعلى الطاهرين.